Hey there, it's Beth, and this is on getting ready to read. Basically, it's grounding and centering kind of talk. Um, I feel like this gets covered a lot in a lot of books and other places, but it never hurts to be reminded to ground and center before you start any reading. Have some kind of ritual where you center yourself and clear your energy, because last thing you want to do is bring your agenda onto someone else's agenda when you're doing a reading for people, or even your agenda onto your own stuff if you're reading for yourself. I know a lot of people don't like to read for themselves. They have a hard time being impartial. And I do like reading for myself. I do like others reading for me too, but I do a lot of card pulling and a lot of spreads for myself. And most of the time I just get confirmations, or sometimes I get some stuff that I don't understand, and 2 weeks later I do. But it's just life. Back to our topic, grounding and centering. Yeah, there's so many ways to ground and center. A lot of times I use the visualization of a tree, of roots going into the ground and branches going up, and all the stuff goes, all the things I don't need to read for someone or myself get drained off into the earth, and then I use the branches to bring in and start connecting. Yeah, because intent is so important. If you go into a reading with the intent to harm, that is not ethical, and it's just not ethical. Don't do it. That's even, it's like, just don't do it. Don't go there. It's not a nice thing to do, for one thing. And I think if you go into doing this kind of work with an intent to do ill, that it's going to come back somehow. And we always talk of karma, and karma is not really that whole kind of rebound. Oh, you did something crappy and now you got bad karma. But what's out there on different levels knows you're doing something shitty and unethical, and they kind of And those who care about ethics are going to keep an eye on you. And one day someone's going to call it down on you, and they'll be like, okay, Zert. So just be aware of your intent. If you have an intent to harm, you shouldn't even be reading cards for people. So don't do it. And on to more happy things, such as how do you this is my little thing of how I like to do. First I ground, then I get centered. And whether it's using the tree or sometimes I'll use my breath. I'll inhale deeply, exhale loudly, and just imagine everything going out. So everything goes whoop. And then when I start to do the centering part, I just take 3 deep breaths, and I feel myself starting to center and coming to the core of me and starting the initial connections. Once I'm done with that, I like to open my heart, my throat. Let's see, what is it? Yeah, heart, throat, third eye, and crown chakras. And if I'm feeling the need to ground that day, I'll also activate the first chakra at the base to help me ground more. But I like to move from the heart and throat, and especially the crown. I'm trying to work for the highest good of someone. So the things that are going to get them, that's the chakras I open. I take a moment to connect with my guide, Ona, who is pretty much, that's her job, is she helps me do readings for people. And if you do have someone to connect to, it makes them a lot easier, less taxing on you as far as using energy. You don't need to use your energy. The universe is full of energy, and you don't have to have a guide to draw on it. I've always kind of just drawn on the universe in general, and recently Anya's come along to work directly with me. And then I tap into the other person's energy. And that's pretty much how I do my setup, along with shuffling cards, things like that. Often I'll blow on cards to instill energy. life breath, as it were. And much of it's just, you got to find that personal thing that works for you. But once again, intent and getting grounded and centered, very important when reading for anyone, including yourself. And yeah, I think this one gets talked about a lot. I'm also going to talk about shutting everything down because that one doesn't get talked a lot, and I'm going to do that in a separate video though. So, bye.